Anyway, this is Anthony B. Harris, Derek Barrett, Urban Martinez, Macon Karaoke Ed over there. We are here at Roasted. 45.
45 degrees.
I knew it felt pretty well.
Not
bad.
November. With a high of 64 and a low
28.
of 38 degrees. Well, you better keep your jacket on later tonight.
Well, yeah, nighttime's been pretty brutal.
Yeah, really.
Been pretty brutal.
Well,
yesterday was terrible.
Kind of cold.
What's up yesterday? God, yesterday the rain was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Never stopped. Never let up. Never let up.
Well, here we are, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
This is what we call hump day.
Yes.
Once we get over this hump,
the rest of the week will be smooth sailing, I guess.
there we go. There we go. Somebody's got to finish that.
I have no clue. Well, we're going to have some guests here momentarily. Guys from the Macon Beer Company.
Yeah, I'm excited about this because I know
Corey
that
and Jeremy.
A new brewery that's coming to Macon. So we're going to have our own beer, kind of like in Brooklyn. You know, they have the Brooklyn Beer Company in Brooklyn.
Right.
And Macon is going to have its own.
That's right.
Very good.
Right.
You know,
Which we had referred to this before a few times on the show. We had talked about it.
That's bad.
In the way of, particularly when we were talking about the Macon Mogul contest.
Right, right. Now, now you had mentioned they were part of the Macon Mogul.
I think
right?
they were. They were the hands-down favorite, if I remember. And actually, I thought it should have gone to somebody more like that.
And I'm actually surprised
instead of who it went
that
to.
The Tailspin one.
Well, I mean, as we said on the show before, it's like it's good to have Tailspin here, and we welcome them. I just don't think they should have come here under that capacity.
Right.
I don't think they should have been able to come here underneath that contest.
You're talking about Tailspin?
Yes, because they were already established. They had 2 or 3 businesses somewhere else. They were not local per se.
Right.
And they're coming here, and the contest was sort of deceiving in my eyes because it came across like we're going to get some local guys or girls that have a great idea, and we're going to give them their first year of rent-free and help a business start in this town.
It was $50,000 in services.
Right. And it ended up going to a company, like I said, that, you know, it's a pretty neat place. We've been there. I like the place, but I just don't think they should have been allowed to actually enter in the contest, to tell you the truth.
Well, you know,
because they weren't an upstart business.
But they did meet the criteria that they were looking for. I remember I was part of Macon Mogul very loosely, but I was still very informed about it.
Right.
And you know, the criteria was pretty rough. I mean, they really wanted these guys, or whomever was going to enter into Macon Mogul, to give a lot of information. They had to, you know, sign all these papers. There was a lot involved that, let's say, a small business startup could have had a really hard time, or would have had a really hard time just getting in. I mean, you know.
I don't think so. I don't think that'd be true.
Well, you know.
I don't think that'd be true.
Even small business association stuff is a lot easier than getting into this.
It doesn't seem like these guys, you know, it doesn't seem like these guys from the Macon Beer Company would have had a hard time. They seem to be doing
You have
it.
to take guys like this in order for them to enter where they knew what they were doing and they were well-rounded. And so Tailspin maybe, you know, came up a little bit because they were an existing company already.
Yeah,
but not just a company, a chain.
But it doesn't seem like they met the criteria and the rules and regulations though. Because I understand. We'll ask more to the guys from Macon Beer Company.
Yeah,
they probably know the fine print of that.
Despite the fact that they weren't chosen in Macon Mogul,
but I think
still went ahead with their plans.
And they're doing well, I hear.
And that's what you call real businessmen. They're determined and they're taking risks.
That's right.
And what I want to hear this morning is, you know, an update on where they're at in terms of the infrastructure, and I'd like to be able to do one day where maybe we can go over there and kind of show them around.
We'll see.
Show our audience.
Welcome, chatters. We got LN Macon's here. Thank you. Vorpal Bite. What's up?
Wow.
Are you guys finally in the psychiatrist's waiting room or now?
No. We're still at Roasted Cafe and Lounge. We just changed angles again. This is our third set inside Roasted.
Yeah, we're expecting Jeremy. Corey Smith is here from the Macon Beer Company. but we're expecting his partner Jeremy to show us, and we thought to have more space.
Yeah.
We chose the couch.
And next week we'll be coming out of the bathroom at Roasted.
Yeah.
we'll be set up in the bathroom back there.
On the roof or something.
Yeah. But anyway, it
guys.
is, as we said, the Morning Roast here on Blog TV. We do this Monday through Friday, 8 to 11 a.m. Check us out. Topics are everything and anything, national, international, local, whatever, entertainment, sports. We talk about it all, promote whatever.
Well, let's, speaking of that, let's go right into our first crazy story. We have any crazy stories?
Oh, we got lots of crazy stories.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you bring up crazy. Let me just say this real quick. This isn't much of a big story. I saw this this morning on the news. Just thought it was funny. There was a professor in a school. He was giving out his tests to his students, and on that test, it was multiple choice. It was four answers, A through D, and on one of the questions, he put, in so many words, which national park is also a volcano, sits on a volcano. And so he had four choices. Well, his first choice, A, was Gary Busey. Well, one of the students actually had circled Gary Busey. You know, the other choices were like Yellowstone National Park and Yosemite and then something else. And so they showed the piece of paper on the morning news. This is national news, of course, not local.
Stupid American.
And the professor had written, really? The actor? And so when he questioned the male student as to why he circled Gary Busey for that answer, the student just basically said, I was in a rush. I just really didn't read the questions. I just circled randomly. So I just thought that was kind of interesting.
Well,
maybe not newsworthy, but it's crazy. Because not only is Gary Busey crazy, I guess the students kind of.
Well, if you've ever seen Late Night with the Tonight Show with David Leno, he has that jaywalking thing, which, by the way, he stole from Howard Stern. Howard Stern was doing that.
I don't watch Jay Leno.
With
I can't stand
anyway,
Jay Leno.
This kind of stuff. Yeah.
I like David Letterman. I watch David Letterman, not Jay Leno.
Well, yeah. But anyway, he's got this thing where he walks around asking people very basic questions.
Right.
And literally, most of the people answer completely off.
Right.
I mean, you're talking erroneous stuff.
Well, that's been done on a lot of shows.
Me.
I mean, that's been on a lot of shows.
Well,
it's that man on the street.
It was an idea that
was
stolen.
But wait, do you think these people are actually that dumb, or they just or they just put on the spot and just say something random?
I'm thinking Derek's right more times than not. I think these people know that they're on there.
Look stupid on
well, when I heard this Gary Busey as an answer for this question, before the commentator went on to explain more as to what happened and the student's answer when the professor accosted him, I just thought that basically the student was trying to be funny. That maybe the student was like, I've aced this test. I know I'm going to get an A because I know all the other ones are right. So I'm just going to circle a random answer here at the end to be funny. So I'll circle Gary Busey.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And the kid might have still done it for that reason.
Then why did
it's
he
not
give
even
the
really
excuse that he was Russian?
Well, because maybe he wanted to tell the teacher that instead of saying, "Oh, I'm just being a smart ass. I'm just being a smart ass."
Yeah, not only
just
he's not funny, but he's a liar.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's not even newsworthy, but I figured it segued into crazy. So,
or non-newsworthy news.
Well, speaking of crazy,
let's go to crazy. Let's stay with crazy.
Cat strikes again. Comedian leads Sacramento police on high-speed chase on a tricycle or tricycle.
And tell everybody what cat this is.
The cat.
Is it Cat Stevens?
No, it's not Cat Stevens. No, it's Cat Williams. Katt. Williams. You know,
he's a pimp player. You gotta be a part of your star player right there.
He's always on the roasts.
Yeah,
he's always one of the. He's always one of the guys on the dais of the Comedy Central.
He's a black guy with straight hair. So
he plays the pimp a lot.
Right? Pimp role. Yeah. Just when you thought Cat Williams might be ready to take a break from the shenanigans, the embattled comedian is accused of leading police in Sacramento, California, on a high-speed chase through the streets of a motorized tricycle. Reports TMZ.com. Williams allegedly was driving the three-wheeled motorcycle on the sidewalk when police attempted to pull him over. He took off driving erratically in the street at one point on the wrong side of the road. Williams reportedly took off his helmet and yelled,
"I am not going to stop!"
Police called off the chase because of public safety and reportedly plan on charging the comedian with felony evasion.
Wow.
As previously reported by News One, the funny man and promotion company Live Nation are faced with a class action suit filed by concert goer Brian Herline on behalf of everyone who attended the
Wait a
now
minute.
infamous drug-fueled Oakland show.
Wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. This sounds fishy to me. What are the cops calling this chase off for? How's this endangering anybody?
Well, he's on
not-
the sidewalk, and you
No,
know what,
but
those
come on, he's
motorbikes
on a
are
what?
Pretty
He's on a
big.
what?
A tricycle.
They're not big, are they?
Yeah, well, they're not small either. They're pretty.
I
You know,
mean,
they got big
They're not
wheels.
motorized.
I mean,
This is motorized.
Yeah, this is motorized.
It didn't say that, did it?
Yeah, it's a motorized.
Yeah,
Motorized one. I don't know. That sounds. You know what it sounds like to me?
What, a publicity stunt?
Yeah. Well, it sounds almost like a. It wouldn't surprise me if this guy comes out in a year or two with a movie, a la Sacha Baron Cohen, a sort of Borat thing. It wouldn't surprise me if this guy was doing that. They were filming something, right?
Okay.
Some random thing
Yeah.
for some movie he's going to be doing or something, and they were filming it, and you know how Baron,
they
so you
would've
know how
mentioned
Sacha Baron
that.
Cohen apparently did that. He gets in these outfits and he fools everybody. He's sitting there talking to some senator, and the senator has no clue this guy's
Yeah.
a comedian playing a joke on him, and they film it and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That's what this sounds like to me, unless the guy's just on crack or something.
Well, it sounds that way, but you know, I'm not a big fan of the accuracy of the media, but I'm sure they would have mentioned that.
No, not if they don't know. That's my point. Not if the cameras were hidden, and this is something that he had set up with his film crew, and there's something he's putting out in the next half a year to a year.
But that's not reality. That's
Well,
not
what's the
what
reality
happened.
of the guy on a little
fact is the guy
tricycle
is
going
riding
down
on
the street,
sidewalk,
other than
the
he's
police
on
told him
crack
to
or
stop.
something?
There were no movie cameras. There's no mention of anything about movies. There's none of that.
Do you think they
I
recognize
think the guy
this
is
guy?
on crack. Look
No,
at his face.
do you think they recognize him as a famous guy and said, "Oh, let's call it off"?
Probably not.
Would they have called this off if this was a
We're
guy?
talking about America not knowing where this park has a volcano.
That's
Which-
just, no. But this is, come on. This is multiple people on a police force chasing a guy. This isn't one little kid at a college somewhere or circling an answer. Or this is multiple guys chasing a guy.
He's
Now
a
it doesn't
police-
say he
they're-
had a
they're
helmet
police.
on, does it? Was his hair covered? I mean, was he
They
not?
don't mention about it.
Was his looks not discernible? I mean, look at this guy. Everybody knows who this is. If you, I mean, he has this distinctive
not
face.
everybody. You know, the police
No,
don't
but-
sit there
And
watching
distinctive
television
height.
all day.
Yeah.
Half these guys are all caught up in their
I
job.
mean, you don't
They
think one guy on the police force said, "Hey, that's that comedian Cat Williams."
Look, he
Come
looks
on.
like every guy in Macon.
Come on.
Okay?
He looks like
well,
every guy.
I don't know
in
about
Macon.
that.
I don't know about that.
There's not
either.
too many 5'2"
Come
black
on.
guys with perms and stuff,
I think this is.
He's not as famous as people
looking like a
think he
ghetto
is.
leprechaun.
I think this is a publicity stunt. I think this is a publicity.
Well, maybe
stunt.
on his end it was.
No,
but-
I do. I mean, because this guy's trying to move to the next level of fame. He's trying to move his
Well, yeah,
career.
that's what I'm saying.
And I think this is a publicity stunt.
Yeah,
and it's
make
going
a
to come out.
spectacle of himself, and everyone laughs
I mean,
at
has
it.
Derek, do you follow this guy's career more than two of us or three of us?
Well, I know that he did joke about he was getting a motorcycle, and he was talking about the last time he was talking about
Joked on where? Where was he doing on his stand up?
and stand up, and he finally got a motorcycle, but the thing was he couldn't control it because he's like really small.
And so he got a small one. He
Small,
got a
small one.
tricycle.
He got a tricycle.
Yeah, then
Yeah, this
yeah.
is this
Because
is
he
part-
talked
this
about
is-
when he got his motorcycle, he
Right.
like lost control of it, and it kind of
Right.
like dragged him like good 20, 30 feet, and then
Yeah, this is a publicity stunt.
Ha ha ha, funny.
And my other question, Derek, is this guy known to have any problems with drug and alcohol?
Yeah.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that maybe he is on crack.
It's not. It's
Well, look at his
not
face.
that.
If that doesn't
Well,
look
he's
like-
well, it's not that he's just
Maybe he's on
bewildered
crack.
looking. It's from a comedy sketch that he was talking about about like the guys who like jumped in the tiger cage,
Right.
which I think is kind of stupid because
Right.
for some reason I don't know why people think that just because of wild animals behind bars, all of a sudden it's now a vegan, especially a meat eating.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We're in the age of
No, not no Schwinn tricycle.
we're in the age of Jackass, you know, that movie and TV show where
Yeah.
people
It's
go
beyond
do stupid,
Jackass. It's
stupid
dumbass.
things. Yeah,
It's
that's
like-
that's where we are. We're in that day and age.
I mean, the guys who got. I mean, you've heard about the story about those two guys that got killed, mauled by a tiger.
Oh yeah, we
One
talked
of
about it
them-
on here 2 weeks ago, I believe. Unless
Yeah.
it's a different one. I remember the one where there was the three like frat boys, and one of them was
In San
taunting a
Francisco.
tiger. Yeah,
Taunting
and
tiger.
they killed him. Yeah, and then of course.
And they had the nerve
And
to
then-
get mad at the freaking
right,
tiger.
and then-
They're like, you jumped in the, you went
Did
into
they
the man's
did they
cage.
put down the tiger?
No, and then, well, that was another thing. Was that then they had.
I did.
What's up, Mike?
I
didn't
went
like-
back.
Then it was, if I remember right, the guy's family attempts to sue the zoo, right?
Yeah.
I think, which is ridiculous also.
Whatever.
Yeah, and then,
But
I,
anyway,
then I told
you
you
know.
about that one story. I don't know if I did. If I was correct, about this one woman who tried to sue the zoo for $20 million because she tried to feed some tiger some animal crackers, graham crackers, and I guess they thought the tiger was diabetic or something, and
Yeah.
snapped the arm off, and she
Sounds
said
like
it was
another-
like false advertisement. What you mean false advertisement? And the judge thought she was like illiterate or something or stupid. What part of do not feed the animals you not understand? Man eating tiger. Look, aha. See? Man eating tiger. I'm a woman. I ain't a man.
Yeah, that's
She's
not
talking
stupid
about-
they
That's
are.
defense nowadays.
So,
That's the
she's-
defense.
Man is short for human being, lady. You know. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Well,
she
this
lost
is what
the case,
happens
obviously.
in today's world of, where people don't even talk anymore. They just communicate.
People don't even
via-
think anymore.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's true. That's true. No thanks.
Well, that's
Speaking
part
of
the
asinine
process.
behavior,
When you speak, you have to think.
speaking of asinine behavior, let's go to a couple of robbery attempts here in the area.
No.
You've heard about this, which we knew this was going to happen. It's the holiday season.
Yes.
We know that crime is going to
Skyrocket.
skyrocket. People are desperate times. Let's start with Warner Robins. Warner Robins attempted robbery of a flash food on Watson Boulevard. Apparently, the individual came in brandishing a weapon, demanding money. He got away with nothing, though, because he was then confronted by another individual in the store. Description of the guy is black male, about 5'7", 180 to 185 pounds. Anybody with any information, call Detective Mark Wright at 478-929-6906. So that's an attempted robbery of Flash Foods. Now let's move about 30 miles north to Macon, Georgia. Tuesday, there was attempted robbery for Forsyth Road, Forsyth Food Mart. 4451 Forsyth Road to be exact. Again, black man. Now when I heard these, I thought it was going to maybe be the same guy because it looked like about the same height and the same weight. Slightly different though. Black man, 5'6" to about 170 pounds.
Yeah.
Had a long black coat on with a hood, black shoes. Went into this Forsyth Food Mart. He propped the door open with a rock. Props the door open with a rock. So apparently he's aware of the capability of some of these stores that once you go in, the door closes. They do have, some stores have the capability of
I
hitting a
just like to
button,
find out where
hitting
the
a
hell he
button,
found
and
a
it locks
rock.
the door behind you. You know, it's like it forces a lock. So he props the door open with a rock, pulls a gun out, holds it up from a distance, and demands money. Again, this one fled empty-handed after the employee at the Flash Foods, excuse me, not Flash Foods, at Forsyth Food Mart, told him basically that the alarm has gone off.
Wow.
He runs, takes off, and as of right now, they've not caught him. They last saw him heading towards Rivoli Drive. So any information on this guy, they ask you to call 1-877-68-CRIME. That's Crime Stoppers. Or call your Macon Police Department, which I don't know that number by heart.
Okay.
So just call 1-877-68-CRIME. Yeah. Anyway, you'll get somebody. Yeah, 911 will work too. And again, this is just something we got to tell people. It's nothing new. We've expected this to happen. It's been happening. It's going to happen some more. We know it. We're coming closer to Christmas. It'll happen
Stay on
again.
the rest of the story. That,
But,
now that let's show some results.
Results of what?
Of people not getting away with crime.
Oh, okay.
We have
Now we're moving over to California, right?
Yes.
For some
Yeah,
arrests.
California.
Yes. The 70s show star. Yes.
What
Lisa.
the hell happened to her?
I don't know, man. It's like drugs and time and elements.
That's awful.
Yeah.
No. Lisa Robin Kelly, former star of That 70s Show, was arrested for allegedly assaulting a 61-year-old man identified by TMZ as Kelly's husband in their home in North Carolina.
Wow.
The man was also arrested. Kelly starred as Laurie Foreman on the popular Fox sitcom That 70s Show, and the show helped launch careers of Topher Grace, Mila Kunis, and Ashton Kutcher. However, Kelly has faced more personal problems than success than successes following the show's completion. In 2010, she was arrested previously for driving while intoxicated. She was later sentenced to 12 months of probation. Earlier this year, Kelly was arrested on a felony spousal abuse charge, and the alarming mugshot quickly went viral, as you can see.
Yeah, it's awful.
According to TMZ, police say that no drugs or alcohol appear to have been involved in the most recent incident.
Okay, but
I mean,
the
who
thing,
would've known?
but the
This
thing
is a
about
pretty
this,
girl would turn into a troll.
right? But the thing about this, I don't think this after shot.
Awful.
I don't think this after shot is as shocking as the media is making it.
Mm-hmm.
Because think about it.
That's pretty shocking.
It is,
dude.
but listen, Urban, listen. My point is this.
Her eyes are coming out of her head.
I know, but listen what I'm saying.
Drugs
Don't
have
you
that
think?
thing on
Don't
a
you
woman.
think that maybe sometimes these people already look this bad when they get that fame, but you don't
No,
know?
dude.
No, listen, you don't notice because they're made up so much.
Because
There's
they've
so
been
much.
afford makeup.
That's right. There's
Dude.
so much makeover done on these people, and I'm not saying she doesn't look horrible, but
And look at how beautiful she is.
I know.
And now she looks like she's on meth.
in any kind of story in which they're trying to show someone's downfall, you know they're going to go the most extreme picture. They're going to go the most
That's a mugshot.
beautiful they can, right? And then over to this one. My point is, yes, obviously she's going downhill, but
Real quick.
my question is this:
Jack and Jill went down.
but how much is this picture airbrushed? You get what I'm getting at? How much is this airbrushed? How much makeup does she have on?
Oh.
Maybe she didn't look far off from this when you saw her in person, even in her heyday of this show.
Dude.
Maybe she just covered it well, and her agents covered
She had
it
the
well.
same makeup artist as the guy from Planet of the Apes. There's no freaking way that you could fake that.
In the words of Rick James, cocaine.
Believe me, there's lots of ways they can fake that stuff. Lots of
Dude,
ways.
That is.
You know how they said
Scary.
But you know how much they said Marilyn Monroe looked really horrible in some of those later movies she did, but it was covered well with the makeup and the hair and the
Well,
da-da-da.
why
I mean,
was
they
that?
can
'Cause
cover.
She was doing a lot of drugs.
Yeah, but my point is, we agree they're doing drugs, Irvin. I'm not questioning that. What I'm saying is that I don't think that maybe she was as bad. She was that
Good
different
looking?
apart. Is what I'm getting at. I mean, that's a drastic change.
I mean, sort of
that has to be almost like a 10
different people.
a 10 to 20 year downfall. This
Yeah.
woman hasn't been in the business 10 years to 20 years, right?
Yeah.
So my point is
Well,
that
that's
70
show
was
was when?
like
Right.
late 98,
Huh.
late 98, late
I
90s.
didn't watch the show, so I didn't
So
know it.
that's
I don't know
over
which
20
one
late,
she
yeah,
is.
late 98, and it went off there like 2006, I think.
Right.
So it was an 8
How old
I never
is
saw that show.
I didn't
never
either.
liked it.
Did you watch his show, Derek?
Mhm.
Is that
I put it on there, yeah.
Is that how she looked during that show?
It may be a little bit glammed up a bit though, but she was she was much closer to this than this.
Right.
That's for sure.
Right. Of course.
Without,
I mean,
because you know it's supposed to take place during the 70s. She had that type of 70s
I mean,
hairstyle.
unless she has a major thyroid condition, I can't imagine somebody going into that.
Unless she's been drinking like,
Ugliness.
unless she's been eating like heroin milkshakes or something like that. That's the
right.
only
Right.
that
What a
instant,
mercy.
you know.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
that's pretty bad.
Well,
she definitely gargled over the years. I'm just
well,
for real.
Yeah, she can hang off of
my thing is just
Notre Dame.
But my
You
thing
know,
is
hanging
don't be gullible.
one of those
Viewing
roaches.
audience, don't be gullible. I mean, these people already are probably not as glamorous to begin with as we think because of the way they're portrayed on TV and photo shoots and da 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 da.
Dude, but that's radically different. I'll never stand on that one. I say she looks like she's on meth.
Well, yeah,
Right?
there might be a little bit of that going
Isn't
on.
that the kind of the look that they get?
There
when
might be
they're
that.
on
There
meth?
might be a little bit of
Yeah.
that going on. Yeah.
You
And
know?
of course, when you take the makeup away, also
Well, that's true.
it shows people's real looks,
Yeah.
whether they're doing drugs or not.
Yeah.
I mean, it does, and that's my point. Is it's kind of
You're right.
you know,
they
it's
must
kind
have
of-
caked her on big time.
very, very much so.
All right, what else have we got?
Well, it's
Derek?
8:33, and yeah, you got any more? Do a couple more entertainment if we have them. And now that we got both of the guys here from Macon Beer Company, let's just
We're
bring
gonna
them
bring
on.
'em on,
Okay.
baby.
We'll just
Well,
bring
yeah,
'em on.
it's the results. Anyone who checked out last night's results of the Dance with the Stars All-Star competition, they crowned the winner. After 15 seasons, Dancing with the Stars has crowned its first All-Star winner. The story contains the results of the final. Reality TV personality Melissa Rycroft has won the Battle of the Bells.
Who is that?
Who cares?
I don't know who Melissa Rycroft is.
Sunbaying her way to the Dancing in the Stars All-Stars Mirror Ball with her professional partner Tony Dovolani. Melissa Rycroft, she's a reporter of Entertainment Tonight, and she was on.
Wow.
She was on a. Well, she's not really super celebrity. She's not really a star per se.
So why did they
She's
put
a
her on
former
the
Dallas
show?
Cowboy cheerleader and then turned reporter, and she had a couple of. She was one of the ladies that was on The Bachelor who was trying to get some, and then she obviously she didn't win. She found somebody, someone married her, and she ended up Dancing with the Stars.
Remember that stupid couple that came out? Maybe you remember. But anyway, he was obnoxious. He was on like the Survivor show, and her
Richard
name was
Hatch.
something
Richard
montage or something. What the hell?
It's about a girl or a boy, a guy.
And there was a couple, and then she got a lot of.
Oh no! I know who you mean. The young blonde kid and the blonde girl. They weren't on Survivor. They started on that MTV show.
Yeah.
Singled out.
I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here.
Well, that was another show they did later, but it was really obnoxious.
This is what this reminds me
bratty
of.
blonde kid with the beard and his
Blighty and Heidi.
Heidi,
Yeah, Heidi.
that's it.
Yeah,
Heidi,
that's it.
Whoever that
Heidi
knucklehead was.
Montag or whatever.
Yeah. Well, you're right. Urban.
know,
You're right. I
celebrities
agree with
getting-
you. Who cares? But there are a lot of people that watch this show, so obviously people care.
I mean, it used to be that you were a celebrity because you either obtained something or you did something for it and all that. Now,
Anybody.
as long as you have two eyeballs and you look like that girl before.
Andy
she was
Warhol
like
said it.
Vulture Lady.
Everybody will be famous for 15 minutes in the future.
The only question is,
What's happening?
why am I not that famous?
Well, you got a pretty ugly mug shot out there too, I'm sure.
Yeah, man.
or why we're
I
not
got
getting
the
why we're not
biggest
getting the
mugshot in
paycheck
Macon.
why we're not getting the paycheck of those stars, like that NBA guy. Well, no, Major League Baseball guy.
Right.
Evan Longoria.
Whatever that guy.
$100 million.
Oh, Lord. Anyway.
All right. Well, anything in entertainment news?
Well,
If
we're
not-
about to be entertained in a few minutes.
Yeah. As soon as they let us know they're ready, we'll bring them on. But we'll go ahead with.
Ready? Okay.
Y'all ready?
I think they're ready.
Let's go ahead, guys.
Let's
I'm
bring
gonna
'em
move.
on.
I'll
We got,
let them sit right here, and I'll move
Corey
on.
Smith and Jeremy, his partner from
Macon Beer Company.
Macon Beer.
the
All
Macon
right.
Beer
Thank
Company.
you
You
very
know
much.
what?
Thanks for coming.
I know some
guys.
people that have beer for breakfast. Where's the beer, guys?
Come on now.
Yes. Welcome. Well, so glad to have you guys here. And hey, how's it going? How's business?
It's been bubbling, right?
Oh yeah. Now, you guys, tell us a little bit about background about what you guys have done. You know, what college you went to. Just give us a little preface on where you guys are from.
All right.
We'll start with you, Jeremy.
I'm from McDonough, Georgia.
McDonough.
Yeah, just south side of Atlanta.
Mhm.
And Corey and I, we went to Georgia Southern together, and then
Cool.
ended up splitting ways. I went to Georgia Tech after this past week. But, we then went our own separate ways. I became an engineer, licensed engineer.
Well, that's going to help the psychology part. Yeah.
Mhm.
You know the psychology of beer drinking, don't you?
Yeah,
Well, so
more.
you guys basically went your own way, and then you guys came back together. So this is kind of a reunion.
Yeah.
Is this the reason why you guys came back together? For starting the company, or was it just
Well, we
you guys
kept
kind
up,
of rekindled the
we've kept
friendship
up
again?
with our friendship.
Okay, that's
we're
cool.
close. Our families are close. So
Okay.
more beer, but there was always beer drinking involved when we got
Yeah,
together.
yeah,
So-
yeah. That's what brothers, you know, especially when you feel like you're brothers, you know.
Right.
That's how you celebrate.
Mhm.
But
We
Corey.
celebrated once or twice.
but
In,
quite often.
yeah.
But
a lot of market research went into this project.
okay. And so what? I mean, when you guys were, let's say, sitting down, maybe having a bud or whatever it is, what are your favorite beers? I mean, outside of yours, of course.
Mhm.
Well, first, let's finish that bit of a segment. You know, how you met. And,
Okay. Yeah, we were both in Statesboro, had never met.
yeah.
And then we met down there, ended up becoming roommates.
Okay.
Mhm.
You don't know them until you live with them.